Our arrival in Tangier took longer than anticipated. In lieu of driving a straight course from Chefchaouen, the guy driving the bus, Mohammed, elected to take us on a longer coastal route past Septa, probably to meet with his brother. Still, this was for many of us a first glance at the Mediterranean, which was beautiful.
Seeing the Mediterranean was the most beautiful.
Upon arriving in Tangier, we wasted no time putting our knowledge of geography, not to mention our firm grasp on reality, to good use.
There's the Mediterranean, and then across those mountains are Spain, and then see that building way over there, that rooftop is where the Born Ultimatum was filmed.
Like in Chefchaouen, we spent the following day on a walking tour of the city, beginning in the morning at Cafe Hafa.
Did you know Tangier invented globalization?
It's true, according to our propaganda leaflet. Also according to our propaganda leaflet, Cafe Hafa is a not-to-miss place. It first opened in 1921 and has maintained its original style of decor and ease of being. While at Cafe Hafa and wearing clown pants, I had a Jason Bourne moment.
Come on, Claire. I just want my identity back.
The view from the cafe was as incredible as a green screen background from one of those crappy Twilight movies.
You could see the water and see Spain across.
It overlooked the Strait of Gibraltar, the narrow entrance to the Mediterranean, and one of the most historically significant and strategically located bodies of water on the planet. It was remarkable to stand in a place that was fought over for centuries by the Muslim and European powers of old, in a cafe where legend holds the Beatles, Bob Marley, and Sean Connery all savored a glass or two of mint tea there. And Cafe Hafa is known for their tea, which was enjoyed by all.
I am enjoying this traditional Moroccan tea.
There is emphasis on the traditional. We sampled a variety of mint tea distinct to Tangier, and a specialty of Cafe Hafa. It was delicious. We did notice there were flowers floating in it.
Traditional.
After Cafe Hafa, it was off to the Kasbah.
It was built by the Portuguese and is 2,200 meters, protecting the whole old part of the city.
Long before that, however, the city of Tangier had its origins as an ancient Berber and Phoenician town founded by the Carthaginians in the early 4th century BC as a trading post of Tingis. Following the fall of Carthage in 146 BC, the town became a part of the Kingdom of Mauritania, which was allied to Rome and ruled by Juba II. Under Emperor Augustus, the kingdom became a Roman colony, Tingitinian Mauritania, with Tingis as its capital. In 706 AD, the Arab general Umayyad Musa bin Nuwasir captured the city. Another Arab commander, Tariq ibn Zayed, later used Tingis as a starting point for the conquest of Spain in 711. In the centuries that followed, Tangier became a prize for a succession of Muslim dynasties, from the Umayyads of Spain to the Idrisids, Almoravids, Almowahids, and Marinids of Morocco. And here we come again to the Kasbah.
This Kasbah, or fortified wall, was built by the Portuguese.
When the Portuguese started their expansion into Morocco in the 1400s, Tangier was a primary goal as its location allowed for trade with Marseille, Venice, and Barcelona. The Portuguese failed to capture the city in 1437, but finally occupied it in 1471 when they built the Kasbah.
It was built, this fortified wall, to control the maritime traffic along the Strait of Gibraltar, so for commercial reasons. But the English also, they wanted to preserve their interest in the Strait of Gibraltar. And so the end of 16th century, the beginning of 17th century, the rivalry between Portuguese and English hopefully ended by a royal marriage between a Portuguese princess called Catherine de Bragança and Charles II, King of England. And the Kasbah was the dowry for that royal marriage.
The marriage took place in 1661. The el-Makhzen dynasty, whose descendants include the present Moroccan royal family, unsuccessfully tried to win back Tangier in 1679. The English subsequently destroyed the city and its port prior to their departure in 1684, at which time the Alawites regained control of Tangier under Moulay Ismail. In 1777, Morocco became the first country to officially recognize the United States of America as an independent nation. In 1821, Sultan Moulay Slimane gifted the legation used by the American diplomatic mission in Tangier to the United States, making it the first piece of property acquired abroad by the U.S. government. Tangier's strategic location made it a center for European diplomatic and commercial rivalry in Morocco in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. In 1912, Tangier came under Spanish control following the partition of Morocco into French and Spanish protectorates. It became an international zone in 1923 under the joint administration of France, Britain, and Spain. Tangier rejoined the rest of Morocco following Morocco's restoration to full sovereignty in 1956. We visited an art museum at the Dar el-Makhzen, a coveted sultanate palace.
El-Makhzen, that means the house of the authority or the royal palace.
Unfortunately, the art itself was underwhelming because the British destroyed most of the remaining Phoenician and Roman artifacts before they left in 1684. We did, however, meet a turtle friend in the garden there. After the museum, we got a second glimpse at the Strait of Gibraltar from outside the Kasbah wall. Actually, Tangier's strategic location near the Atlantic entrance to the Mediterranean Sea has also made it a haven for unscrupulous activities. From the 16th to the 19th century, Barbary pirates used the city's port to prey upon European and then American ships. The pirates ultimately enslaved hundreds of thousands of sailors and passengers. During World War II and the Cold War, Tangier buzzed with international spies and conspiracies. The city more recently has become a major route for drug trafficking between Asia and Europe. That cannabis grown in the countryside surrounding Chefchaouen and surrounding Tangier is among the city's most profitable, albeit illegal, exports. Drug lords have become some of the richest and most powerful persons in the city and have expanded their operations to include smuggling and money laundering. Efforts by the Moroccan government to suppress these criminal activities have not proven to be particularly successful. We walked through the old Medina of Tangier, called the Petit Socco, which lies where the Roman Tingis once stood. It used to be one of the greatest souks in all of Morocco, and people would flock to it from all over the country. And even today, it is a happening place.
We are going to be with the crowd because you are going to see one of the Berber markets. I mean the people, we call them Jbala, from the mountains. They come down from the mountains early in the morning to sell cheese, milk, vegetables. It's going to be crowded.
Unfortunately, as it is impolite to film people in the souk without their permission, you will just have to take our word for it. In the Petit Socco, however, I did say a casual hello to the ghost of Tennessee Williams.
Oh look, it's Tennessee Williams' ghost.
This encounter was not entirely unanticipated, as the Moroccan National Tourist Office had me well briefed on the subject. Despite this weird, non-committal remark from the Moroccan National Tourist Office, there is no way of denying that Tangier has historically been a haven for artists.
Henri Matisse, the French painter, he was here at 1923, and he was inspired by many buildings. Above all, the mausoleum of the Holy Shrine of the Kasbah. I'm going to show you on the left-hand side. Okay, he made a painting representing the mausoleum of the Holy Shrine of the Kasbah called Sidi Ahmed Boukadja.
This painting, called Window at Tangier, is one of Matisse's most celebrated works from his time in Morocco. In addition to depicting the Kasbah, it is painted with bold color and is devoid of extraneous detail, showing the influence that Moroccan art had on Matisse's work.